Hello and welcome to Crickbuzz Live. My name is Danish Seth. With me, Joy and Zahir Khan. And today's game is very, very interesting because one team does not want to lose, wouldn't want to lose, and the other wouldn't really mind a victory. It's like that. KKR versus CSK. Very interesting game, this.
It's a fascinating game, and just looking at the toss and looking at what happened, the great thing I like is the first, how Dhoni reacts and how he gently sends messages to his team.
Yeah.
So yesterday's, the last game he played, his message was, we aren't a very good fielding side. Today's was that the bowlers should follow their plans. Don't try and trick me. So what he's saying is that if I have set a field, okay, what happens is sometimes a bowler, even to a set field, for a Yorker, they'll bowl a bouncer. But every once in a while, they'll turn around and say that they do it by mistake, and then they'll turn around and say, no, I was trying to trick the batsman. So he told the bowler, don't try and trick me. आप जिस स्कूल में पढ़ते हो मैं उस स्कूल का हेडमास्टर हूँ. I know all your tricks. So every time there's a toss, he has a gentle message for his team.
And I think the other person who doesn't lie in this tournament is the points table.
Yeah.
Today is a very special day because I think besides the people in Kolkata, I think the entire India is rooting for them. Zahir, this is a very interesting points table. People would want Chennai to win today, I think, so that the tournament stays alive.
CSK is sitting pretty. I think they have enough cushion, but MS would want to keep the momentum going because you've seen in the tournament that you can you feel that okay, it's okay to lose one game, but then one becomes two becomes three, and suddenly the pressure is back on you. So far for CSK, things have been going their way. They've been winning those crucial games, close matches. These are things which really lifts you up as a team, and you would want to continue that belief. You don't want that doubt of uncertainty or doubt of losing coming in the squad, and from that point of view, it's a very important thing, and MS will leave no stone unturned. I think that he's going to just be ruthless. He has that killer instinct which he's shown in the past as well. He's going to stick to his plan. He's going to try and keep on adding those small little things, which is gonna really set him up for the playoffs. I think he's clearly thinking of playoffs, and if you look at the playing combinations also in the last few games, he's just trying those other bench strength as well, like Asif coming in, Imran Tahir. I'm not sure about what's the status of his fitness, but he's using this opportunity to give chance to the others, like someone like Karan Sharma also is his important asset, I think. So still not been in form, so these kind of matches will certainly help him, especially going in the playoff stage.
I mean, it's interesting that we speak about the team lineups and how everyone's trying to make changes halfway through the tournament. I think by now all the teams are balanced, right?
Yeah, I mean, difficult. Some of them have got set, and see what he's saying is CSK is actually set right now.
Yeah.
But he's just trying out. Okay, this is my other option. This is my other option.
Mil gaya.
No. And so these are my backups. Okay, spin track, I'll play this guy. This is the combination I'll play on a spinning track. So that's what he's doing. He's checking out all his resources. But you were telling me today's support, exactly as you said, everyone who's not Kolkata will be supporting CSK.
Chennai.
Because what their story is. They say that when you have lobsters and you put them into a sort of bucket, you don't need to cover it. Because every time one lobster tries to climb out, another lobster catches legs and pulls him down. Okay,
like politics.
All the other teams want is they don't want KKR to win, because once KKR is 4 and 5, then hamare banda ho gaya,
Yeah.
So 1, 2, 3 is ahead. Yeah. Then all 4, 5, 6, 7, they're all happy. So everyone is waiting to see KKR lose, and obviously that doesn't make me very happy, but that's the truth of the table. That's how tables work.
Well, since we're talking about seafood, let's see what teams these both are going to be playing with. Let's start with KKR. They won the toss. They elected to bowl first, and they have one change as well there. Let's just bring that team sheet on. Rinku Singh is replacing Nitish Rana. Do you like the squad that they're playing with today, or would you have wanted some other changes?
Well, I think it's a forced change. So from
this was
that
a forced change.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it is.
Nitish
Rana
is definitely injured.
Yeah.
And the only good thing about this change, I think, is they have a chance to bat Shubman Gill slightly higher.
Absolutely.
And he's been talking about, Zahir has been talking about it for the longest time. Yeah. Bat him higher, give him a chance.
We've been talking about this,
with him to come in there. Yeah. Because with Nitish Rana playing at the 3 or 4 spot, they couldn't really give Shubman Gill a long run.
Yeah.
if he gets going, that may be a blessing in disguise for them that he gets an opportunity.
I think this is opportunity for KKR. You know, if they don't send him up the order in this match, I think, you know, then they will be missing a trick as far as this IPL season is concerned for sure. Because you know, he is Shubman Gill. We all have been talking about that. Should be batting up the order. He's a great young talent. KKR has been talking about investing in future. So this is the time. If they don't do that in this particular game, I think, which is just the situation is just presented itself, then I think, you know, there is a bit of concern in terms of the strategy as far as the crucial phase of the tournament, which is going to be in the next couple of weeks for sure. Because KKR, if you look at it, you know, they've played 8 games, won 4, lost 4. So this is a tricky part of the tournament. You know, if they lose today's game, suddenly things are going to look different as far as the points table is concerned. So from that point of view, I think, you know, it's very, very important game for KKR. You know, they would want to shift that balance from 50-50 winning percentage to just slightly ahead of that. So you know, it's the pressure will be higher on KKR going in this game.
Well, we'll come back to discuss this. Today they're up against the CSK team, which is looking brilliant, and they're going in unchanged. Let's bring that team sheet on. In fact, I read this on the CricBuzz app, saying one of our reporters was driving by and he saw this dairy company's ad which said yellow is unbeatable. Is that true?
I mean, yellow in India never had positive connotations for the longest time, but now, I mean, definitely the way they've taken to it. And you know, the interesting thing about it is, even when we saw the auction, this was a very strong team. The question was, are their bodies going to, you know, hold up? And that was a big question. Well, 2 things. One is Dhoni is looking as if he's 10 years younger, not even 5 years younger. He's looking 10 years younger.
Yeah.
And Shane Watson and Raidu, the other 2 30-plus guys, have really held up. The only guy who doesn't look the player he was, 2 players. Suresh Raina is struggling with form. I don't think it's a question of age.
Yeah.
Bravo is not looking the force that he was before, and that would be a bit of concern, you know, especially when Dhoni was talking about death bowling. That was, you know, that was Bravo's specialization. And that, I think, is the only chink in their otherwise very, very strong armour.
Another thing from this game's point of view is Russell versus Bravo battle. I think, you know, it will be interesting to see how Dhoni approaches this game. You know, he might use Bravo up front because he knows that the numbers of Russell with regard to Bravo, you know, facing him, I think is the battle has certainly won by Russell hands down.
You look at that, 76 runs of 29 balls. I mean,
and you know that Russell,
it's almost like he knows where he's going to bowl the ball or something.
And Russell bats down the order, so you know that gives Dhoni that liberty of using Bravo up the order, you know, because he's been using him, especially after 12 overs. You know, he's been taking majority of load when it comes to bowling the death overs. So I think this particular game, he will probably use Bravo 1 over in the power play, 1 over a bit early, and then use 2 over instead of his 3 or 4 overs, which he's been using so far in the tournament, and that's what Dhoni is good with. So I'm looking forward to that small change which will be adapted by Dhoni in this particular game.
You know, we've spoken about a lot of players from CSK. It's almost like, you know, the way they're playing, it looks like they have no problems. But ऐसे बोलने के लिए हम भी 2-3 problem निकाल रहे हैं. तो Faf du Plessis, let's talk about him. He's been a little slow. Do you think this is one of those games where he could just come back?
He could come back. Also, what is going to happen today, and that's going to be definitely with Watson and him up front, KKR is going to attack with spin. You know, only when Robin comes in, maybe will they go with a fast bowler and try and get him to edge. But otherwise, they'll attack with spin. And if Watson is a slow start against spin, somebody will be, in fact, will be told to take the load. See, what happens is, when one guy gets going, then the other guy can afford to start, you know, batting a bit more carefully and taking his time. So far, because Watson been going at such a rate, you know, last innings that he had, he made 30 odd, but he made it in almost 100 run rate of 100, which for an opening batsman is not acceptable. You know, you can make 100 of 100 if you faced 5 balls, not if you faced 30 balls. You know, 30 balls if you have not gone up to 130, 140. So that's something where he's also going to be under pressure, because there is Murli Vijay there are players there, and I think that's one pressure that they're seriously going to look at. And see, the thing about Chennai and you know, Dhoni is he gives everyone a fair chance.
Yeah.
But if Faf does not perform, this could be, you know, a long road to come back for Faf later.
You know, since we've been speaking about battles, we spoke about Andre Russell versus Dwayne Bravo. There's another one which is MSD versus Sunil Narine. He's not hit him for a single boundary. Yeah. It is true. Mahendra Singh Dhoni has not hit a single boundary of this man. How is he going to turn this around, and why do you think it's not happened?
You know, this stat has been going around for a while now. And I think by now this must have reached MS Dhoni for sure.
Does he follow stats, by the way?
Yeah, I mean, you know, the talk of him and the numbers of him against Narain has been going on, I think, virtually on every platform, I think. So
Okay.
it's not easy to escape, especially in India. You know, all these kind of things do get to the players at some stage, and I'm sure by now it must have reached MS Dhoni, and he must have said, "Hold on, okay."
we'll
And
sort
he's the kind of form he is in. I think, you know, he will be up for the battle. I think, you know, he'll be looking to change his numbers, because one thing which we've seen so far in the tournament from MS, he's not taking his time the way he used to. Like, you know, he used to just, you know, focus on taking singles and doubles to start with. But I think, you know, he's attacking the spinners. You know, you've seen that in the previous games, especially when Nagy was bowling, he attacked it
right from the beginning.
Right from the beginning. So that's something, you know, which will be interesting to see what kind of approach he takes. I think, you know, you will see him adapting something or the other to just, you know, change these numbers for sure.
The one thing you don't do is you don't go and show things to Dhoni like this and say, "यार देखो यार
क्या नंबर है तुम्हारा? ठीक से करो, क्या कर रहे हो?"
इससे कोई बात नहीं, आजा बेटा, आजा. No, you don't mess with Dhoni, as they say.
You know, talking about numbers, we have some very interesting numbers with regard to KKR's performance. They've been in this sort of a situation in the previous years as well, especially the last 6 games. Let's just pull that stat out and let's talk through it. Do you think this particular thing could change? Because let's bring that up. All right, we're just changing camera angles, but we'll bring it. We'll bring it.
At some point.
The thing is, what basically the stats are, in the last 6 games, KKR has only won 3 games, 2 games, but they've never won 4 and above. And today they need to win that. Why? Do you think they're going to be able to change that around?
I think, look, it's really a stat over the last 3 years only, because in 2014 they won straight 9 in the back end to win the tournament. Okay, I think this is the last 3 years, and it could be for a variety of reasons. Also, mostly it happens due to injuries, things happening towards the last part of your season. Now, I think that KKR will not look or dwell too much on that stat. They'll be looking at it a game at a time. What their big worry is that Christian needs to stay fit, Andre Russell needs to stay fit, their basic unit needs to stay fit. Their big problem is very, very small squad. So they need to keep their bodies and minds together and just keep going. And for them, this is a big match, because then I think they travel then and play Mumbai in Mumbai, which won't be an easy match. If they go 4 and 6 down, it's a long, hard, then they have to win 4 in a row. And then it gets tougher and tougher as you go on. So this is a big match, and see, they've got the first advantage. They've managed to at least make sure that they are chasing not CSK, and that is at least 20% of the battle. It's not 100% of the battle, but it's 20% of the battle. So from here on, let's see where it goes. I mean, they put their best foot forward. Ab dekhte hain.
You know, another man who's been putting his best foot forward has to be Robin Uthappa. He puts his best foot forward only till he gets to the 30s, and then you coined a term, a new term. What is it?
So originally I used to call him senior Cinderella, because, you know, our Cinderella Mayank Agarwal used to score in his 20s. Now he's in his 30s and 40s. But now I call him the specialist of kitty party scores. If you go to kitty party,
is it?
all kitty parties, the ladies are late 30s, early 40s.
Yeah.
They're kitty party scores.
And sometimes older than that as well. Yeah.
But they'll never admit it.
Right, of course.
50 हो भी तो 40 बोलेंगे ना.
Correct.
40.
हाँ.
So वो kitty party score में अटका रहे. I need him to become a grandmother or something here. थोड़ा तो high score करे. 70s.
He's batting well. I think, you know, he's striking the ball well. It's just that, you know, he's not converting those starts into big scores, which something, you know, which he'll be looking forward to for sure, and something which all the batting unit must be talking to him as well. And he's a kind of a personality, you know, which one thing for sure in terms of preparation, in terms of how he approaches the game, you know, he's hungry. He wants to be there, fully prepared, focused, and just, you know, using the situations well. Some alteration in terms of how he's approaching the game mentally needs to be looked at, which I'm sure he must have had those kind of discussions, because when you are playing well, you know, you are thinking that, you know, every ball I can hit out of the park, and that aggression needs to be just controlled and channelized, and that's something, you know, which is missing in Robin so far, but he's shown the signs of it can come any moment, any time.
Yeah, Robin, really, that 2004 14 was a breakout season. He got 660 runs, 940s. He's looking in the same form. It's just that he's not converting. One more thing, Robin is actually a player who likes responsibility. So he likes to know that he and DK are the senior guys in the team. He's a vice captain, responsibilities are with him. Some players don't enjoy it, some players, they chafe at it. They don't want responsibility. Robin is the kind of guy who likes that, saying that, okay, I'm the pressure guy. There is no Manish Pandey this year, there's no Surya Kumar Yadav. Look at it,
Graphics
this is the thing, again. Yeah, 2 or 3 daughters in this thing, but most of them, as you see, 36, 34, 48, this is kitty party scores, I'm telling you. 129 kahin se aa gaya, thodi si young lady, kisi ki beti ho
So
gayi.
ek bhi hai.
Yeah, ek bhi hai, that's a daughter, wo bhi.
Just went in and immediately ran out. Had another assignment to do.
वो तो है. With the nanny, she'll be there sitting, playing in the corner, screaming the house down, so the rest of the restaurant. So it's like that.
This is a fun conversation. We've gone from kitty parties to nannies and whatnot. In fact, we spoke to Robin Uthappa on Crickbuzz Unplugged, and we asked him what is it like to play for KKR, and he had some wonderful things to say. Take a look.
KKR is actually the city of Calcutta. The love of the people, the energy that they bring to the garden, the intensity of the garden. So I think that's where you feel Army KKR. That's where KKR is.
Robin Uthappa, obviously today we're hoping that luck is on his side and he goes out there and makes a big score. I think the other team that's really had a lot of luck is CSK. There have been some incidents that could have been game changing, but it just worked in their favor. Very strange.
No, but I'll tell you one thing, you're absolutely right. Luck is necessary for a good team. If you go to any successful captain and tell him what is it, he'll say, okay, this, and this much of luck. Why do you think cricketers are so superstitious? Because they know there's so much which you just can't do it.
I think you've seen it in the past also. Like you if you're in a bad form, you'll get a good ball. Someone will take a brilliant catch, and when you are in good form, things also go your way that way. And I think it has to do with something which the energy which you create, the belief which you have. I think I remember one incident very, very clearly when I think 2014 it was Australia Test Series. Mike Hussey was going through a rough patch, and there were talks of him getting dropped. First innings he got caught behind to me at MCG, and second innings Rahul Dravid dropped his catch in the first slip on the bowling of spinner, and he scored about 70. Somehow managed to save his place, and after that in the next Test match he scored a double hundred.
Oh wow!
Had he been out at that stage,
he wouldn't have been in the next.
He wouldn't have been in the next match. But this is how cricket works, I think, and the people who follow the game, they know this very well. When things has to turn, you need a bit of luck, some spark of luck somewhere, some drop chance, some lucky decision, and things turn your way, and that's what CSK has come along in this season also. Look, first match, Bravo's brilliance. The ball almost dislodged the bail. The bail didn't come off.
Did fall,
and he won that game for them. So I think these kind of things do go your way when the luck is favoring, and they say luck always favors the brave.
The brave, yeah.
So that's something which has been proven time and time again.
For batsmen especially, it is, say, Watson, you think he wouldn't know he was out? He knows he was plumb. The moment that happens, he'll turn around and say, today's my day. Today's my day.
It happens in their mind.
Absolutely, it does. Players immediately say, today's my day. Ye decision plumb hai. 99 times out of 100, if some Nandan hadn't been sitting there, 99 times out of 100, that actually goes. And he says, boss, this is
happy birthday.
And it lifts you. Because, see, what is it? If you see medicines, what are placebos? You give somebody a medicine and tell them, this will cure you. And it cures you. Why? Because you feel that you're cured. Similarly, cricketers, all good sportsmen live a lot of that. Oh, this has changed. Abhi theek hoga. Ho jata hai. 50% of the time, because it's all here.
Did you have any superstition when you played?
Not really. I had a routine of sort, but I won't call it a superstition. I think I'm one of the few cricketers who never really believed in superstitions.
Really? And you've worked with a few. Any weird ones that you've come across or you've come across?
Not really, I think. I mean, weird ones there are plenty. You have people
Quote the weirdest.
Well, I never really paid attention to all these kind of things, but talking about pushing the bar and believing in just kind of going out there and believing in your abilities. One more example which I'd like to give is Ashish Nehra. When he played that 2003 Durban, when he came up with the best
6 for 23,
spell of his career, 6 for 23. He was not going to play that match.
Yeah,
he was almost been ruled out because of ankle sprain which he had in the previous game, but he just believed. There was something must be there that that the luck which you're talking about, that he wanted to play that game, and he made sure that with the strapping, we all thought that he's not going to play that match. He went for the fitness test on the day of the match, just few hours prior, and he's been cleared just a couple of hours before the match, and he came up with the best performance. So I think as a cricketer, it's always about pushing the limits, pushing your boundaries, and believing. If you have that belief, you can achieve the impossible as well.
Do you remember any?
No, I mean just players. Some of the players, the superstition of what they wear, like Sunil Narayan. He wears more gold than an Indian bride here. Chain.
Is that a superstition?
No, I think he likes the whole.
That is just a lot of money. It's not superstition, is it?
No, it's like why bother? In the middle of the ground, I can't get mugged. So you पहन लेते हैं. दिखाई तो दे, gold chain खरीदे. Why do women wear it in weddings and all that? Somewhere they have to show it.
The superstition, I think, Sanath Jayasuriya, before he takes the stance, he has to do it. Yeah, a certain number of times. There are few tennis players also, who like to bounce the ball in like some 30 times, 15 times, whatever it may be. But I think it's to do with the sport, I think, and that's it. It starts with a routine, and then it becomes a superstition if you don't really control it.
Chalo, jaise taise, so long as the results go their way, I think that's the most important thing.
It's all here. It's all about convincing yourself today is my day.
Right.
How you do it, different players have different routines to it. He might say, if I do my routine properly, I'm perfectly prepared. If his routine is disturbed, he doesn't like it. It's like that. And opposition teams, opposition people, they will try and do just that. Try and disturb that routine of yours, because you want to throw the player off his zone, and that's all you try and do.
Super. So talking about routine, let's talk about KKR's routine. They, like we discussed earlier, have not been very good with the last 6 games in every tournament, and this time around they want to win it. These are the games that they have ahead after today. They're playing Mumbai Indians, they're playing Kings 11 Punjab, they're playing Hyderabad, all of them in the top 4. Not easy, this.
No, it's not an easy draw. That's why this game is a very vital game. They need to win this simply because you're away to Hyderabad, okay? You're away to Kings 11, and you're away to MI. MI is a dangerous team to beat, outside, MI is in Wankhede, MI is always a very good team, no matter what it is, and they're not a bad team. The luck's not been going. So this is a very important game for them. This is extremely important also to take the momentum forward, because if they lose this 4 and 5, one more defeat, and then they're starting, panic bells start coming, and so far they've made performances, but they haven't looked set. Like CSK is looking set as a team. It has a certain unity, it has a shape. That, the shape and contours of a team you can make out as it goes on. KKR is not set. KKR, RR, these are, there are lots of good pieces, but it's not all
coming together.
Not yet.
What would you tell a team like this?
Well, I think you just got to keep believing. I think, and they have set plans, which so far has worked for them. I think Sunil Narayan batting up the order has worked. Chris Lynn is looking more solid than the previous years. He's not really just going and tonking the ball. He's actually taking his time. Dinesh Karthik is another positive, I would say. He's taken the responsibility of being captain very well, and he's looking calmer. He's taking that time in the middle. I think they'll surely miss Nitish Rana in this match for sure, because he's someone who has been controlling the innings at the top, and key is Robin Uthappa. I think he's been showing signs of form, and still to come up with a big performance. So tonight might be his night to come up with that kind of performance.
Kitty party to grandmother. That's what he needs to do.
Kitty party to
grandmother. 30, 40s to 70s, 80s. Yeah. That's what he needs.
That's laughter club. He scored all the runs and laugh. Okay, it's time now for the joy factor question. This is your chance to be a part of that laughter club as well, because if you get the answer right, you will be laughing. Let's bring up the question, and Dada, take it away. It's truly your thing.
Today is the simplest one. the best strike rate in the first ever IPL tournament for bowlers bowling a minimum of 20 overs, because you can't have 2 over 3 overs, belonged to Amit Mishra. Which player had the best economy rate for bowlers in that first tournament? That means minimum of 20 overs. Which bowler had the best economy rate in the first IPL? And the only reason I'm asking is the answer will surprise you, Zach. It will really surprise you.
All right. Okay. Send in your
is it
answers.
something to do with
Hashtag
left arm?
CrickBuzz Live. Oh, they're discussing
Left
it.
arm in a way, but not the same left arm as you think. It is left in a way, but not left arm.
And you kept looking at him with very enduring eyes as you asked that question. Okay, I'm not
I
giving
wasn't
away
the one
clues.
for sure.
Huh?
I wasn't the one.
No, he wasn't. Can't be the one.
Okay, I don't know. You
Brandon
can send in your
McCullum
answers.
really spoiled my chances
First,
of going
Brandon
in
McCullum spoiled
that
everybody's
direction.
chances.
Acha, oh yeah, the first one.
RCB का chance ही खत्म कर दिया.
Correct. Okay, let's get some predictions in. CSK is going to bat. How much do you think they're going to get?
180, I think.
180.
Yeah.
I think it's a good pitch. 190 odd is on. 190 is on the cards. I mean, if they get right, if Watson gets the spinners away, 190 is on.
I'm giving KKR's spin department a little respect, and that's why I'm going with 180. I think
180, 190.
3 spinners will do the magic.
Yeah, I think my
200.
belief is that they will try and hit the spinners out of the park. They'll try and sort of negate them early. If they get going, it will be 190. I'm hoping it will be 140, but you know.
Of course you're hoping.
Yeah, of course.
You didn't have to say that. I know your prediction, or at least I know whom you're backing in this game. Or should I just ask you for formality? Which team do you think is going to come out on top?
So those are two very different questions. Who I'm backing and who come out on top, you know. One is mind, one is heart.
Whom are you? Okay, so what does your heart say?
My heart will always be for KKR, but my
KKR.
mind says that today's a tough day. I hope they get across the line, but it looks really difficult. This CSK outfit is one of the sharpest units I've seen in a long time.
All right, and Zahir, why?
CSK for sure. I think they've been looking good. I think Raidu is in great form. Shane Watson has been giving them a great start. I think Faf du Plessis also is going to join the party. You know, I mean he's too good a player to be kept quiet for a long time. You know, he's certainly going to put his hand up in tonight's match.
All right, we'll see who does what. We'll join you in about 90 minutes with all the updates. Stay with us on CrickBuzz Live.